Hey guys, this is Rock King 3 bringing you the live commentary Forza 5. The next video is going to be part of the King of the Road series, and today's challenger is, I'm going to read this off, Yack Ye. Y-A-K-Y-E is the name, and the gamer tag is Yackje with the Y-A-C-K-J-E. This is a B-Class Sylvia S15 Spec-R rear-wheel drive on the Bernese Alps Reverse. And this is going to be the very first time I take this out for a spin. And I think I have the right track. Yep, that is correct. Bernese Alps Festival Reverse. And he called this a speed car, so I'm assuming I'm going to have some fun traction around here. So in this challenge, I run 10 full laps, and that's after the warm-up lap. And then I try to set the best time I can with the Challenger's car. I then buy the car and build it myself and see if I can actually out-tune the Challenge vehicle and actually get a better time. And I am just revving this up like no other. So I'm going to run one lap here for the warm-up, and then we'll run one lap on the full lap. And then we'll take a break, and I'll come back to you on the full 11th lap, full 10th lap. This would be lap 11, and we'll see how we did. So I have not ran this track previously. Well, I think I did, but it was a dirty lap, so I think it was probably just a multiplayer race. And I didn't have a qualifying time on there. Really, it was like 5,000th place with the dirty lap. So I did not put that one out here. I went out and took the top 500 rival and put him out here, even though I didn't see any of these Sylvia R's on the top 500 leaderboard. I might have missed one too. Not saying that someone doesn't have one in the top 500, but I just grabbed the top 500 person here for a rival just to kind of give you an idea of how quick this is. Car is actually for what he's calling a speed build. It's pretty, turns in pretty sharp too. It's pretty stable. I'm going to need to downshift there so I don't crash the car there. Alright, that's a good warm-up lap. I think we have the tires at least close to warmed up. You have to have a little more throttle control, looks like. Maybe this isn't quite a speed car. Maybe it's more of a balanced car. Yeah, it looks like it handles pretty well. Ooh. Not as quite as fast as that 69 Fair Lady. Acceleration wise, but I think I'm handling it a little bit better. Feels pretty good. Car feels pretty nice. I will admit that I just put a plain gray paint job on here, but with the wheels and tire combination that Yackje had, it's pretty. Ooh, I gotta figure that turnout right there. We're gonna keep making it dirty every lap. So far, we're in front of the 500th place car. I should have tried leaving it in 5th gear so I didn't spin the tires so much, but the car's got a little bit of looseness to it. But it has a really nice turn in. It doesn't understeer, doesn't oversteer. I'm thinking the only thing that it might need is a little bit more negative camber in the rear, or maybe a driver that does a better job with it, with the throttle control around it. That's one right there. Oh wow, we are toasting the 500th place car. Right, this time I'm not going to spin the tires, I'm going to throttle control it around the finish line here. And it still spun them a little bit. Alright, that is the warm-up lap and the first full lap. That's the introduction to the car. And actually I got a dirty lap, so I didn't actually beat that time. But we'll get it. I have 9 more full laps to get this done, and I will cut over to the last lap. See you in a second. Alright, and we're back. We're just finishing up the 9th full lap, and we're going to do one more. And what happened in the last one is I actually went through about 5 laps, and then I saw that my rival, the next one to beat, was Yack Ye, and I stopped and restarted. So we're actually running at about 15 total laps on here. And I thought maybe I just missed the Sylvia in the on the leaderboard, but he actually has his best time with the Subaru WRX. So I've been chasing that down, and I think it was 78th on the leaderboard. I have not been able to beat it, even with the dirty lap. I have not been able to beat it, but I've gotten close. So I actually don't know how fast I'm running here, but I'm assuming I'm going to have one in the top. I'm going to say 150 just to be conservative with it. And this is not my best lap. I've been running better ones earlier when I wasn't talking at the same time. So 2 things with this car. I want to work on the negative toe on the rear because it does slide out a little bit too much for me. I'm going to try to tighten that up a little bit, and I want to see if I can firm up the brakes a little bit. Without seeing what brake level this is set at, it feels like it's set at a lower percentage, like maybe like right at 100, or maybe even just a little bit below, or maybe that's just the tendency of this car. It just doesn't brake real hard. But I'm going to work on the brakes as well, because I think if I can get the brakes down, I can knock off some time as well. But I got to build one from scratch yet, so. I'm going to finish up this lap, and then I'm going to exit, and let's see where we ended up on the leaderboard. Actually, I'll just wait until I get it back on the track with my own car, because I'll just splice it right away, and we'll see that. So I will just pause it and cut it. Let's see what time we got here. So you have the actual official time that I'm going to work off of. That is 1:54.590. Not too bad. All right. See you in just a second. All right, and we're back with my variation of this car. So the rival is the time that I set before. It was 105th place, so it was actually really, really good. And we're going to see how my version compares to it. So just so everybody's aware, I get to run 5 full laps with my own car against the Challenger's car. I have 5 laps to beat it. If I beat it within the 5 laps, I retain the King of the Road status. If not, that would be Yack Ye's crown to take from me. I should downshift it there. Bummer. I do have the brakes adjusted quite nicely. I end up going pretty high on the brake pressure. I actually end up going with full aero on the car to try to help the back end from sliding out too much. And I've been able to accelerate a little bit sooner out of the turns. It's like we're going to be really close on this first full lap. Gotta take it cautiously here. Ooh, I let out the gas twice. Don't get dirty, don't get dirty. So far, so good. Oh, it is going to be tight. It's all about the brake line here. And not coming out of this turn with spinning tires. I think we got it. Woo! First full lap. I'll go ahead and run some more of those later. But I have a feeling we're probably going to be in the top 100 here. I'll go ahead and take a cut here, and we'll get back to the part spin. Alright, and we're back in the parts bin. That was a 92nd place finish on the first full lap, so I'm going to give that some more go and see if I can get it even lower. So I was trying out this twin turbo, I guess it's a 6-cylinder, I thought that was a 4-cylinder, and I could not get the right combination. It was just too much PI for what I was trying to do. So we ended up on the 5.7 liter V8, and we left the rear wheel drive on that. We did an aspiration change of the centrifugal supercharger, which is pretty standard for my setups if I can use it. I'm pretty sure all of this is stock. I don't think I was able to put any engine parts on whatsoever. So would have liked to get that RPM range back, but I was unable to do that. And I don't think I was even able to upgrade this centrifugal supercharger in here, so I think everything in here is going to be stock. And yep, even the street centrifugal supercharger. So that would be all in this range. So everything in the engine compartment is stock. I don't know how much horsepower this has. 386. It's pretty powerful for the weight of the car. So it does pretty good in B class. We got the race brakes. We have a lot of racing components here. Race spring and dampers. Race front and rear anti-roll bar. Make them adjustable. We have the full roll cage. And we have the full race weight reduction. We're going to have a lot of stock parts in here. We have the stock clutch. We have the stock transmission. We have the stock driveline. And we have the race differential. Alright, tires. Yeah, there's such a big difference between the grip. I just started here at the Sport Compound tire, and it does pretty good on that track, momentum track. Played around with that a little bit, but we ended up on the 235/30s on the front, and we ended up with the full upgraded rear tire width in the back, 275/30s in the rear. I believe it's in this first one here. We have the Wed Sport SA97F, and I like those just because it has the blue outline on it. I like that a lot. Tried a couple here as well. Actually went to a larger size, the R19s in the front, and this is going to be really unusual. You usually have R19s on the back, but as you see, it made the PI go up too far, so I stayed at 18 on there. And I had the front Forza wing and the rear Forza wing, and that would be it. I didn't upgrade anything else there. Alright, let's go through the tune. So we have 26.5 front and rear tire pressure. We have the stock transmission, so that is going to be non-adjustable. We have the alignment. This is becoming a little bit more common for me as well, especially with the more horsepower cars that seem to the rear end tries to come around a little bit. So we have negative 2.5 in the front, negative 3.0 in the rear, 0 toe front and back, 6.5 on the front caster angle. We have anti-roll bar at 20.14 and 16.86. That is a typical understeer setting, so we wanted to understeer a little bit, and we complemented that again with the springs. 563.2 in the front, 496.7 in the rear. Took the ride height all the way down, 5.6. Rebound 9.6, 9.5, and bump stiffness 4.6 and 4.5. I didn't have any problems with that at all, but that track you don't typically have that kind of problem. Might be able to soften up the rear bump stiffness a little bit. That's all I could imagine. Did full downforce front and rear. Like I said, I wanted to keep the tires planted a little bit better and come out of the turns a little bit faster. 53% is a normal balance. This braking pressure, I end up cranking it up pretty high. 180 helped me stop a lot quicker, and I was just kind of tapping the brakes versus holding the brakes for any amount of time. And differential, pretty standard for me. 16% acceleration and 21% deceleration. So the cool part is that this is a top 100 car on the Bernese Alps Reverse. I was pretty happy about that. and I do continue to keep my crown of King of the Road. And that was a really good one. Actually, Yackje had a faster time, but he was using a Subaru, and I was not able to catch it with the with this car. But I'm going to give it a try. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Catch you in the next video.